Welcome, everybody, to our Hangout on Air. I'm Mary Beth at the Law of Attraction Club, and we're on the web at theloaclub.com. In these Hangouts, we collaborate with our friends Tara, and the Hangouts are our summaries of our theme for the week. And we continue with Q&A on our conference line after this Hangout, after sort of an introduction. And we also continue with Q&A on the same topic on Tuesdays and Thursdays on our member conference line. So, and you can get invites to these calls, to our open calls, by the way, which we offer about once a month, and our free letting go process by going to theloaclub.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and YouTube. Today's topic: I was devastated. What does that mean? It's a pretty heavy word, devastated, isn't it? So we'll find out what Tara has to say about that. It's also day 12 and call number 6 of our 4-week challenge. So when we get over to Q&A, we'll be going around the room and asking our members what they've been up to in the last few days. Okay, so Robin, over to you and Tara.
Welcome to day 12, call 6 of our 4-week challenge. We'll keep this formal portion of our call short today so that we can interact with those of you who have experiences to share. But there have been some powerful lessons learned this week that are worthy of some focus. In this one's version of reality here in the USA, feelings have been running high about Donald Trump winning the presidential election. Now note that we are not in any way declaring that result to be good or bad, because there really is no such thing. We're talking about those of you who humanly judged it as bad. This one was devastated, and many of you had similar reactions. What does that mean? Well, it means that you got attached to one particular outcome, so attached that you completely immersed yourself in that game of yours, that game that you and you alone are creating. You lost perspective. You dropped fairly and squarely into one world mode. And when things didn't go as you wanted, you became the victim of circumstances. And yet all of you know the rules. You know who you are, powerful creators. So how could any of you have possibly created this? And even more importantly, how could you know next time when you're heading into something similar? Well, as you know, we are not among those who suggest that the only way to avoid suffering is to give up on all desire. Desire is what creates you. If you have no desire, you cease to exist. We say, desire away. And if you can, get yourself into eager anticipation of any and all things that you want. But we also say, don't kid yourselves when you cross over into must-have mode or where's my stuff mode. Ask yourself how much you're depending on these things going your way to feel good. Ask yourself honestly, in which probability bucket have I placed this particular eventuality? Can you get yourself into the mode of this result or something even better? Can you get into either way, all will be well? If you cannot, then take heed, because you see, all can be well no matter which way it goes. We found this short Abraham quote this week to be particularly pertinent. To evoke the best from others, You must find a vibration that is a match to the best in others. In other words, you can evoke the best from others, and that means any others, and that includes Donald Trump. You just need to know that and then choose to expect it. Think about your reactions as we say these words. One possibility is that Donald could grow up. He could grow into this role and become a powerful force for good. He could disrupt things in really good ways. It's your choice, you see. Can you allow him to do that? You cannot solve the problem by migrating to Canada, because wherever you go, there you are. You will find that problems like the ones you tried to leave behind surround you once again. If you band together and push against, you will make those unwanted things more and more prominent in your life. There are a million ways this can move magnificently in the direction that you want things to go, but none of them will be accessible to you for as long as you stay devastated or angry or fearful. For as long as your energy and focus and emotions are entangled with events in a one-world virtual reality, you are being totally unrealistic, and you are thereby holding yourself apart from everything that you want. So if you want to, you can make Donald good. Or if that's too much of a stretch, you can create that he's inconsequential. Because the reality is that he truly is fundamentally and absolutely inconsequential. And that's because everything in this seemingly one-world game you've chosen to create and play in is fundamentally and absolutely inconsequential. It's here to serve you, not to enslave you. We say, just make sure you pick a course that feels good, whatever it is. Remember, no kidding yourself. Remember, no pushing against. Remember, as always, that all is well. Take these lessons now powerfully learned and step forward with confidence. Get out your list of 10 powerful affirmations and run through them again and again. Now we know that many of you are making really powerful use of this list. We're going to repeat it here because we've revamped it just a little. For those of you who have already gone out and laminated the original version, no big deal. As always, take these processes and make them your own. So here's 10 affirmations to remember and drop into often. 1, I'm an always connected extension of Source. 2, it's my belief choices that create me and my worlds. Everything is what I choose it to be. 3, it's my thoughts that create. My actions are just a sideshow. 4, every time I choose a different thought, it makes a difference. 5, what I choose has nothing to do with what anybody else chooses. 6, no choice is more worthy or divine than any other. 7, I have not missed the boat. The next one is always about to leave. 8, when I'm feeling good, I know that I'm heading toward what I want. Nothing is more important. 9, when I feel bad, I'm no longer aligned with what I want. And I come back to these 10 truths because, and this is the thought we added, 10, my natural state is well-being. As soon as I stop resisting, I bob right back to the surface, back to peace and power and fun and freedom. Let yourself feel peace now. We want that knowing of who you are to be instilled into every fiber of your consciousness, ongoing and ever present. And out of that comes an unflappable calmness. Then when you encounter things that are unwanted, they're not devastating, they're interesting. They don't take you down, they spur you on. They don't send you into despair, they bring up the question, what do I want now? That's unflappable calmness. That's peace. Feel power. The simple truth is, how you choose to think creates everything you experience. Your power is enormous. That's how everything exists. You think it into existence. We want you to know that power, feel that power, and revel in that feeling. Feel joy. Once you get into alignment with what you want, once you be there in your mind, the universe conforms. And when the universe is conforming, the journey becomes entirely different. You find yourself flowing with the current. When the universe is conforming, life is the joyful, exciting ride you came here to experience. Life was meant to be fun. Feel freedom. You're standing on that threshold, and now which door do you choose to step through? Any of them. Which one first? Whichever one feels best right now. Whenever now is. One whim today, another whim tomorrow. What does that feel like? Answer, absolute freedom. So, if something happens to you that you can't believe, stop and think, because two things are certain. One is that you do believe it, at least that it's a possibility. And the other is whether you love it or like it or hate it, it is a match to who you are right now. If you love it, embrace it and revel in your creative ability. If you find yourself hating it, stop. Embrace your newfound insight and once again be realistic and revel in your creative ability. And then from that evolving place of awareness, answer the perennial question, what do I want now? Why not make this 2016 year the pivot point for your life? Why not indeed? So now let's move to our longer discussion. We are eager to hear of your journey.
This hangout, this hangout was the summary of our theme for the week. As we said earlier, we do 3 live calls a week with Q&A for our members on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You can become a member by going to the loaclub.com/join.